this hot, this the spot, there it is pod.com. We're interviewing the best comedians, so tune in quick and get your ears receiving them. We talking about life and life to stream right to you, from the microphone right to your home, dude. Side note, this might get embarrassing, but no, don't sweat, yo, cause there it is.
Welcome to the There It Is podcast, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. Thanks so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas to you. When we can release an episode on Christmas Day, we like to do it. It's the Christmas episode. No need to belabor. We know what we're doing here, right, folks? We've got the Of the Show gang here. We're going to talk a little Christmas stuff at the end of the episode and some things going on in the news before that. Let's just get right to it. Here's my chat with the Of the Show gang. Merry Christmas. We are here with the Of the Show gang. We have got best friend of the show, Rob.
Look at me in my eyes, people. Happy holidays.
Brother of the show, Trey.
Do you believe that toys can be draws?
Last reference to SNL from last night. And wife of the show, Justina.
Hi, baby. I don't have anything. I'm really, really sorry. I don't have anything prepared.
I didn't either. I just went, hey, I'm in a house. What's happening? What's happening in the house? What's happening in the house now? Justina.
That wasn't
go.
a reference
Yes,
to something,
and, yes,
Rob?
and. No, I was just saying happy holidays because people don't like happy holidays. You're supposed to, literally someone I held the door for them yesterday, a woman, and she was like, made a point to look at me and say, Merry Christmas. I was like, okay, I didn't even.
Why?
Yeah. It was like there was a lot of anger in her. There was
not
not a happy
you celebrated
holidays.
Kwanzaa.
I did look like I was wearing a dashiki, but yeah.
Was she one of the Real
Housewives out of the
Housewives?
season?
Was she
was one of the Real Housewives of like backwoods Minnesota.
I was going to say from Jason's flight.
Yeah, oh, did you have a bunch of those?
There were two right in front of me. People can listen to the Gig Life episode from last week. We've got a few topics today. We'll end with a Christmas related one, but before that, we will make our final box office predictions for 2025. And we're going to talk about a couple of goodbyes we've had to make. But first, Trey has a question that relates to a previous episode.
Yeah. In episode 402.
Wow.
I looked it up to make sure.
No, I just mean how we have that many episodes.
Is this the one where Picard plays the flute that comes out of nowhere?
The inner light. So anyway, the question I asked was, had you all yet at that point in time heard 6-7? Justina, you weren't in that episode.
Oh my God, Trey.
And but none of you had.
Every time I hear it, every time I think of you. I've been meaning to text you about it. Luke says it. My daughter Violet is 5 years old, listener. It says 6-7 now. Like, it is so bad. Like, it is infiltrated our lives. Again, as I told you, I live in the Midwest. It takes a while for you coast people to come this way. And so it has infected my life. I was like, my God,
it has really blown up since that discussion.
You were 6 days ahead of it for me. That was when I finally started hearing it. I counted it because I was like, because as soon as somebody said it, I'm like, well, that wasn't just some bullshit Trey was talking about. That was real.
Well, it took you and Justina longer, I think.
No,
to hear it outside of.
But they're not around
asking.
kids. Well,
Yeah.
not since the court order, Justina.
Right.
I was starting to hear it, but what was your question?
Well, Rob just answered it.
That was
If
it.
he's heard it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
really has blown up. I started hearing it, and then it started blowing up in the last few months.
I was trying to explain it to Megan that I was like, no, Trey like told me about it like a week ago, and now it's like the biggest thing. And she's like, oh, well, they really are in the future, aren't they? And I'm like, yeah, they are.
I tell you what, the Josh O'Connor episode of SNL, they had the Brad and his dad sketch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was the moment at the end or not the end, kind of in the middle, where the kid was going up to show Riz to the girl. and they were just basically staring at each other awkwardly and saying weird stuff. And then the boy pointed at one sign, and like trees 6 to 7 feet tall. And so he just did the thing.
Yeah.
That was because of how stupid it was, but also realistic. That was the hardest laugh I had had in a long time, because it reminds me of every day in Sylvan.
I did it in a show a few months ago, and it got a laugh. And then someone wasn't trying to reference 6'7". They just had to say the number 6'7", and I saw someone in the audience do the hand gesture, and I pointed at her like, I see you. But it has gotten to the place where it's probably about to die.
Probably. I watched a game.
Parents are saying it.
A women's basketball game where like there was a woman who was up at the free throw line for 3 shots, and it was 64, and she got all 3 in a row. So she got to 6'7", and the crowd went bananas. It was awesome.
Here's why
I should have sent that to you, Trey. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm glad that we were able to cover it here. Yeah. But here's why I don't think it's going to die. There have been several days where a student of mine said, I think it's going to die. It's annoying. And then 5 seconds later, that same kid goes, 6'7".
My son, I literally have had that same conversation.
I mean, I don't think it's soon is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying too. I mean, they always end up going away at some point. Like, we don't still say cowabunga or whatever, like that.
Speak for your own religion, but I say it every week.
On
Sundays, cowabunga.
Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga be with you.
Also with you. So we did, obviously, this is not breaking news. This is over a week now that we have heard the tragic story about the passing of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner. And obviously they were very shocking circumstances and sad circumstances. But this is a podcast where we talk about things we love. So why don't we talk about some of the things we love of Rob Reiner's? And Trey, why don't you go first? If you have anything, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, my favorite movie. It could be anything.
Yeah, I think with all of the tributes, it really hit me how I think underrated his directing career had been prior to his passing. Obviously, everyone talked about the movies all the time, but not connected to him. And it reminded me of when we talked about him during a couple different brackets that we did. Because we did the actor family bracket, number 343. We talked about him briefly because of him and his dad. But we really talked about him in number 322, the actors turned directors.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
And what I remember, I didn't look it up. I didn't re-listen to it to make sure. But what I remember is that real time, we were like, oh, shit. Because Rob, I think, looked up his filmography and it was like, oh, my God, he did this and he did that and he did that.
Yeah, just to sort of address some of those things. I mean, the things that we knew he directed was this Spinal Tap and The Princess Bride. But I have to keep being reminded that he also did Misery.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he did Misery and Stand By Me and A Few Good Men. Like I always remember he did A Few Good Men, but sometimes I have to be reminded that he also did Stand By Me. Yeah. And obviously we always remember that he did When Harry Met Sally. What a career.
Yeah. And he's got so many movies that like even just whittling it down to just whittling it down to my favorite would almost be too long of a list. But just another example of him kind of being underrated as a director is when I looked at him on IMDb, it de-emphasized his directing because it's because IMDb, you have to, there are certain ones that they don't fill into the page and you got to click on it. Mm-hmm. And so director was not one of the ones where his filmography was already showing. You had to click on it to see his directing.
So weird.
They focus on his acting, his writing and producing. But, he obviously was great as an actor too. But, just what he's done as a director, I think has touched so many people in so many different ways.
He's touched a lot of iconic things. I watched when you could rent the DVDs of the first 5 seasons of SNL from Netflix. This was like 20 years ago. I was watching them in my apartment in Greenville. And the first few episodes do not match the format we know the show to be, with, you know, the cold open, a monologue, a bunch of sketches, musical guest, you know, sketch, weekend update, or maybe musical guest, weekend update, and then
Mm-hmm.
sketches, another musical guest performance, and then, you know, last couple sketches of the night. And that is just not how it was the first few episodes. They had like 4 musical performances in the first episode. George Carlin hosted the first episode. He doesn't appear in any sketches. It was super weird. And the second episode had that same sort of thing, but Rob Reiner hosted, and that was the first episode that I went, this show I recognize. And he was great when he hosted too. I was like, it felt like he had a commanding presence that made this sort of work better. Like, he came out and did a monologue and just landed it so well that I was like, yeah, this feels like SNL. And he has had so many great acting performances and movies that he's directed. And Spinal Tap is a classic. One of the, I don't care what Variety says, it's a top 5 comedy, if you ask me, just because of the impact it had and how hilarious it was and how evergreen it is.
Invented that genre, kind of.
And invented that genre. And I watched This Is Spinal Tap 2, The Legend Continues. And I watched it, and it's funny. You know, I mean, like, it's hard to follow up an iconic thing that blazed a new trail, because another thing that is like that can't also blaze a new trail. It's on the same trail, but it was still solid and funny because all those guys were solid and funny. And Reiner was as sharp as ever in it. He was really great. Justina, what are your thoughts?
To Trey's point, like, you know, we had previously on this podcast talked about Rob Reiner and his everything that he has done. So I was glad to be familiar with everything. I don't have much else to add but to what has already been said. It was just incredibly sad. I'm so sorry for his life ending in this way, but what a legacy, you know, he left behind.
And also, like, as another Conan lover, knowing that he was at Conan's holiday party earlier that night, I remember when you found that out, Justina, and how shocked you were and sad that one, you know, it's, you know, he's had a rough last year, Conan. And so for that to be how this year's ended for him must be really shocking and sad. Rob, what do you have?
I mean, yeah. So I was unfortunately the one to text the group that, you know, I saw, like, because I was looking at, because I was watching the football game, and so I was like watching it and like following Threads stuff, and I saw something about Rob Reiner, and then I was like, what? And then I Googled it, and it was like, first thing it said was he was murdered, and I was like, oh, like, just like, not even just that he died, that he was murdered. It just felt so horrible. Yeah. It just hit even harder. And for me, I have very, very early memories of watching Stand By Me. One of my parents' favorite scenes is the lard ass scene. Because they love, my parents love vomit jokes. And so they love the lard ass scene. But the guy that can do the lard ass scene, which is hilarious, and then also have River Phoenix do an amazing monologue as a kid, whether by the fire, talking about how everybody thought that he stole the money, but he didn't steal the money. But because he's poor, everybody's always going to think he's a piece of shit, basically. It's just an amazing scene.
Yeah.
And to make that, then he gets the scariest performance out of a woman I've ever seen in a film, which is Kathy Bates in, you know, in Misery.
Yeah, an unknown Kathy Bates.
Yeah, an unknown. Then, yes, and then you go back and he created the mockumentary with Christopher Guest and made probably one of the funniest things about bands ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can also make the greatest romantic comedy of all time. Yeah. And I think about, like, I don't want to get too like sappy, but because I know he and Nora Ephron wrote that film together, and I don't know who would claim Billy Crystal's speech at the end. I don't know if it's Nora or if it feels like that was Rob Reiner. I felt like that was him writing that part. And that monologue when he confesses his love to Sally it's one of the best scenes ever in a romantic. It's probably the best scene I've ever seen in a romantic comedy. It has to be New Year's Eve. And he tells her it's not because it's New Year's Eve, and it's not because I'm lonely. You know, it's like that speech is just an all timer. So that guy can do that. And then he can turn around and and I think make the greatest courtroom movie of all time.
Yeah.
With
some heavy hitters.
The greatest Tom Cruise performance, in my opinion. Jerry Maguire is great. I love Magnolia.
Tropic Thunder.
I love the dude. Okay.
Yeah.
But that is the pinnacle. His pinnacle, as good as Fourth of July is too. I mean, he's great in 4th of July, but to me, Daniel Kaffee is one of the greatest. He's on par with like Atticus Finch for level of attorney, like to me, like because he fights for morals, but it's also arrogance and fear, and like it's such a good character, and he does such a good job with it. And then I think, and this is going to be the controversial one, it is my favorite Nicholson performance, and I love a lot of them. I love Five Easy Pieces, Chinatown. I love all of, like The Departed. I love all of Nicholson, but him as Jessup is the like just the greatest. Like he should have gotten an Oscar for that role. I don't
even think that's controversial.
Yeah.
But some people would say like, what about Five Easy Pieces or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? I mean, he's made some amazing films.
That's just having a lot of great movies.
Right.
It's like Robert Redford.
Like Rob Reiner's.
Like Robert, it's like Redford. You could be like, oh yeah, no, The Sting's the best. What? Butch Cassidy's the best. What? Sneakers rule. You know what I mean?
Right. There's so many. There's so many good. Yeah.
There's so many good. So I just, he was a brand that I always liked, and I remember, this is like because I remember like I didn't see Shawshank in the theater, but my mom had written it, and I came in right at the famous scene where he throws the rock and it goes into the hole. The whole twist of the movie. Like I walked in right when that happened when my mom was watching it. But I swore for like a year, I thought, oh, Rob Reiner made a really great movie because I thought he made Shawshank Redemption. He produced it. He produced it, and it's Castle Rock. Yeah. So I just assumed it was Rob Reiner made the movie.
Speaking of Castle Rock,
I was gonna serve it up. Yep, he basically.
Seinfeld said, "I have my career because he went to bat and said, don't cancel the show. There's something here."
It's just an amazing, and then you go on top of that, and like he's had some great roles in films. I always think about him like in Sleepless in Seattle as Tom Hanks's friend, and I mean obviously the ones that All in the Family. It's like we've seen a lot of those clips have been going around, and like how amazingly progressive his character was. And, yeah. But to me, like a couple of the ones that really stand out, he was really great on New Girl. He played Zooey Deschanel's father. So he kind of would come in and out when, so he had a couple guest spots here and there, and he was great on it. But I think the role that I think will last a long time for him is Mad Max in Wolf of Wall Street. He is good in that. So funny in every scene. When he gets so mad that someone's calling him during The Equalizer. But then he has like this fake British accent when he answers the phone.
So crazy.
So funny. Righto, Gene.
He's so great. And I think one of the things is how he was, I think, taken for granted because he was such a constant in all these different facets that you're like, Rob Reiner, he's always around. He's always doing something. He's always there. And he's not. He's not there now, and that's sad. But the work is there.
I'm glad that he got a movie that came out this year, as shitty as that sounds, because it'd been a minute since he'd really had, and
and it's a solid movie.
Well, he
Spinal Tap 2 is solid.
But I would. He's someone that's going to be heavily missed, and I just would be remiss if I didn't say. It really sucks to live in a country where we have a leader that would say what he said after he died. And we don't like to usually get political too much. I mean, obviously we're flaming liberals, but like it was pretty disgusting that he tried to say that it was because of his hatred for him, that's why he was murdered.
And doubled down on it the next day when asked about it.
As if he said the sort of stuff. Well, just when I'm sick of all of the attitude.
Yeah, I know we are, but it's just for me, it's just like at the end of his life, there'll be a large line of people that'll want to piss on his grave, and I think I might pay a good amount of money to be one of those. So that's all I want to say about that.
Back to positive stuff.
Sorry,
Rob, you might be right about. I mean, I don't actually know who wrote that Harry speech, but you might be right because in some of the tributes, what I saw was a clip of Rob Reiner talking about how the original ending of the movie was that Harry and Sally were going to see each other, say hello, and then go on, and they were never going to get
like
together.
The breakup.
Like the breakup, yeah.
Yeah, but what happened is on that film, Rob met his wife, Michelle.
Yes,
and
I read that
he
too.
didn't
Yeah.
believe in love prior to that, or at least that kind of love. Rob had been through a divorce already and just wasn't sure that was a thing. That kind of love was a thing anymore. But when he met his wife, he rewrote that ending and made it so that they would be together.
And it went from probably a good movie. I'm like, yeah, it was a really funny movie, but really sad ending to the greatest romantic comedy of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like
Well,
everyone's always trying to chase that high. And there's so many highs that he had.
yeah. And it's unmatched.
It's unmatched.
He's incredible. And I'm glad the work will be there for people to check out. Another goodbye that we had to say that was not as sad, but isn't happy, was Bowen Yang's final episode of SNL came to a close on the Christmas episode on December 20th. Great episode. They've had a few of those this year where it's like, oh, this was the best of the season. And then that episode happened, and it was one of the best of the season. He had a great tenure on the show, and he was one of the people who I think pretty instantly stood out as was destined to be a great SNL cast member. Justina, I know you really loved him on the show. Any quick thoughts about why and how you loved Bowen Yang?
I thought he was like such a unique voice. Also, I read this today, and I think I knew this, but I was reminded he's the only ever Asian American cast member on SNL in 51 years, 51 seasons. I think that's wild. I just I kind of can't believe that.
Yeah.
This is America. Like, there are really funny Asian American people, and I don't know. I just thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
No hate, just like, wow.
No, I get it.
crazy.
Yeah, it's just like the last 25 years, you've seen a lot of Asians in comedy the last 25 years. Now, like the first 25 years of the show, you didn't see a bunch of Asians in comedy, but in the last 25 years, you would have thought more would have come through the ranks of SNL.
Yeah. And I thought Bowen Yang has left a wonderful legacy at SNL. I also like all of his projects outside of SNL, and I'm sure that has something to do with why he's leaving at this point. He's a busy guy. But, I think that he was a star. I personally think he was a star on SNL. But I also think it wasn't like, oh, it's like the Kate McKinnon years, the Bowen Yang years. But I do think he was like a la Rachel Dratch, like very impactful characters, and you associate SNL with him for a given time period. And and I just thought he was so great, and I really loved everything he did on there. And I liked, I've heard him talk about SNL, and I like that he's mentioned that, he felt like he was really like doing something special on SNL with his iceberg appearance on
Yeah.
week update. Oh my gosh.
Weekend Update. Yeah.
Thank you. I was just gonna say Update Weekly. And
too many shows have names like that. Last Week Tonight. And,
yes.
Update Weekly.
Yeah.
He had a lot of iconic appearances on Weekend Update.
Yes.
All right. Well, Rob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I just thought he was a great cast member. I'm not surprised. I'm actually kind of shocked that he came back after Wicked, the first one. I was kind of shocked. I thought he would have probably called it quits then, but maybe he wanted to promote the next one. But
I said something similar last night when we were watching.
I was like, he had a pretty big part in Wicked. I was kind of surprised that he would come back, but I get it.
I somewhat get it because, famously, Chevy became a star and then left too soon. And I kind of think, as an actor, if I had a regular gig on a show and then had a big movie, I would not immediately leave.
Listen, Kenan Thompson was in Snakes on a Plane, and he came back to SNL. So, and is he still there? No, I'm just kidding. That'll be like Walter Cronkite coming on. I'm sad to announce that Kenan Thompson will be retiring from SNL, and it's like, were you there? Do you remember when?
Probably will when he retires. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a great guy. He seems good, and I think I think he'll be doing a lot of stuff pretty soon. Yeah.
Trey, what are your thoughts on Bowen Yang?
Well, in a way, it kind of felt like his tenure just went by like that.
I think it's because he shared the sort of stardom with Heidi and Ego.
Yeah. Because we talked on a previous podcast where you said you thought it was going to be the Bowen Yang era, but
it didn't quite become that.
Yeah. And I think it's in this, I think what Justina said, there's other stars and kind of along the lines of what I said back then is that it's kind of hard to call something in somebody's era these days when you have such a balanced cast.
Yeah.
But
in a massive cast.
Yeah. But he obviously still put his mark on the show.
Absolutely. He's second tier for me, and top tier is 11 people. So it's
Man, I saw somebody tiering the other day, and they had like A+ tier, and they did not have Will Ferrell in the A+ tier. And I'm like,
wow, that's wild.
You are suspect.
He and Eddie Murphy are the two best to do the show.
Kristen Wiig is a third. Like, that's what I would say. It's
Kristen Wiig's in my top 5, I believe. I have Gilda up kind of high.
Oh, yeah.
It's my third.
No, I guess so.
But yeah, and I kind of go back and forth with who's 1 and who's 2 between Will and Eddie. But continue.
Yeah, and I was actually going to say, I don't know where I'd rank Bowen, because when you have 51 seasons of great cast members like everyone you just named, I mean, you can have a great person who ends up.
That's what I was saying with the underrated thing. It's like, I want to talk about it another time, but I have thoughts.
Yeah. But I think it was a great episode to send Bowen
Such a
off
great
on.
episode.
Jason kind of touched on this, but I think it's between Bowen's last episode and Glenn Powell for best of the season.
Sorry.
Yeah, Amy kind of right there.
Yeah.
Now Bowen was kind of he hit immediately.
Yeah.
Then I cooled on, as far as my opinion, I cooled on him a little bit because there was a period of time where it seemed like all of his characters were the same.
Oh, well, I think he noted that as well.
Yeah. But then when he kind of figured that out, again, blew up.
Well, on WTF, he talked about not wanting to do what felt like, the gay comic, have him do the gay thing. That's not quite, he sort of worded it that way, but I don't remember the exact quote, but he talked about it on WTF.
Yeah. But, once he figured it out, blew up, and I always liked him.
But I will say it wasn't entirely that he figured it out. I think it's more about how the writers were using him.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll be interested in seeing what he does next, because
he's got a project that he and Matt Rogers just got a deal on.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. So
nice.
Yeah.
Did he do like Fire Island or something? Or
they did. The two of them were in a, this was like, was it a pandemic movie or was it 2022? I can't recall. It was something that made a little noise, but I think because of the pandemic, it didn't make as much noise as it could have. But hey, I mean, it's like, he will be missed is part of how people react when someone leaves SNL and it was beloved, but they're not going away forever. They'll be in stuff, and that's the good thing here, and why it's not sad as a person who takes in TV shows and movies. It's just, as an SNL lover, it's sort of like, dang, but there's such a good cast still there that I'm happy that other people get a moment to shine.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Ariana Grande's on the cast, they're set.
I mean, at this point, she's got to be in the running for one of the best ever hosts, right?
Yeah, she's got to get her best.
She's such a great host.
I don't know my favorite, but I still think Celine Dion is my favorite impression.
Yeah,
so good, but all of them are so good. She's so incredible.
And that was the first time I had heard her do Katy Perry, and if I had closed my eyes, I would have thought it was Katy Perry.
Well, she did that wheel of impressions on Fallon and it crushed. And it's like, how is this I remember the first time I saw her and was like, she's something special, and it was a commercial.
Yeah.
That was how good she was.
The only thing I would say, like, she does it not like fully as some of the other ones, is like Whitney Houston. Like, she can kind of do Whitney, but like, she can do Christina all day long.
Sure,
she can definitely do, like, she kills Celine Dion, like I said.
Yeah.
But that was the only one I was like, I don't know about Whitney, but that was such a good sketch when they were like, the one where they had like Sing
the
Whitney
title.
Houston. Yeah.
Well, she sang. I mean, it may not have sounded quite like Whitney, but of course
She was
she sang it
close.
super well.
Yeah, she
for
did.
sure.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just saying like tonal, like because some of the ones she
Yeah.
gets really close to their real voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy close.
Yeah. I made a similar point to you for everyone listening for context. Jason, Justina, and I were all at our mom's house when we watched the episode. And I made a similar point about this is a cast because of how well rounded it is that can absorb a loss like Bowen Yang in a way that, I mean, you might not even fully notice in a way. As much as we are talking about how much of an impact Bowen had, his absence may not be noticed in the same way.
I think there's a lot.
As previous departures.
Especially like
Sure.
Ashley.
Padilla. She's one of my favorites.
She's a standout. I think it's the.
Yeah, she is.
What's that stupid one about the gargoyle? That gargoyle. You know, remember that one?
Yes, that was
That
the
is-
episode with Miles Teller.
Talk about.
Yeah, she was
Whatever
so
she's-
fun. She's so funny at
She
that
like made her
stuff.
voice squeak.
I was telling another comic in New York that she has done a few things now that the thing that was so funny about what she did is not what you could write in the script.
She and also she has a kind of face that like she looks like she was already been on SNL for like 5 years and you just forgot that she was on, or like she was like a minor actress and like she's just like fits it. Like like just
she's a classic SNL.
Yeah,
cast
she's like
member.
she stood out to me in her first season in the Bill Burr episode. Because there's this one sketch, it's a stupid sketch in a way, but her commitment to the role, it was one, I can't remember the exact dialogue, but the basic premise was her character was trying to tell a joke at the table restaurant.
That was one thing that stood out. And then one of my favorite actors on SNL or favorite cast members are the ones like Phil Hartman, who there's like and Kristen Wiig also was just incredible at this, where there is they find this real life peculiarity that's so subtle about certain types of people, or especially if it's a parody sketch, like a commercial parody of some weird thing that's always in commercials, but not the thing that stands out about commercials. And they find this like way to present that, and it is not broad and it's not over the top, but it so singularly nails something and centers in on something. That kind of stuff cracks me up. And she did that her first season. And I remember being like, she is something, and she is going to be a great SNL cast member. And she's one of my favorites now because of this. And she has been doing that all season this year.
It stood out to me because I kind of sometimes care about this. It stood out to me how the Josh O'Connor episode was her first opportunity to say live from New York.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually, it was so heartwarming to see her get to do it because of how excited she noticeably was, like patting James Austin Johnson on the chest while she was doing it. I rewound and watched that again a couple times. So it was nice to see that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's promoted mid-season.
She's so good that she could.
I think she could.
Certainly will be next season.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna gonna go back to Kristen Wiig, because the other day we were shopping at this store, and it's like a local toy store, and I had a coupon, and the lady was like checking me out. She was like 75 something, I don't know, maybe 70, 75, and I was like, "Oh, you got a coupon? Yeah, 50% off." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Am I like, is this like the Target lady here? Is like she real?" And like she was being so excited. Like, and Megan actually, we were like cheating with the coupon, so she was gonna buy something behind me because we cheap. And so Megan was behind me, and then we got done, and I was like,
you'll share your schemes online.
we do it. These are wholesome schemes, but no, we're just abusing the coupon system. But it's a smart way to do it. But I looked at Megan and we walked out. I was like, was that the fucking Target lady? Like, so I think there's a lot of truth in the Target lady. That's what I'm trying to say. So back to your point, I think there's truth in comedy.
Yes, exactly. And all right, well, it's time to now move on to our penultimate topic, which is box office stuff for the year. Because we like to make predictions and over the summer we were talking about how like a Minecraft movie was #1 domestically, and Lilo and Stitch was #2, and was anything going to potentially match it. And this is before Superman, and we were like, maybe Superman will. We certainly think Superman was going to be the movie of the summer, and it did do the best out of the movies that came out in the summer, unless you count May as a summer movie, and then
I
in
do
which
because
case
because
Lilo
the
and
summer starts in
Stitch.
May.
Sure.
Yeah. Southern starts. We should be swimming May 15th in South Carolina. Why do
Yeah.
we? I'm not waiting for Memorial Day, Neely
I don't know
Farm.
what it is. For whatever reason, I just always think of like the summer movies as June and July, and I think it's just because the big tent poles have always come out in June or July.
But no, because it started being May. Because like I remember seeing Mission Impossible in '96, and that was in May because we were still in school, and it was
Only
like
thing about it is in the 90s. I wouldn't say in the 90s it was really the tent poles were coming out in May yet. Not in the 90s. But it has certain like, Iron Man came out in the 90s. It seems like the stuff that they were like, I don't know if this will really be able to compete with the even bigger movies of the summer. So May became that. And then that made May bigger.
Yeah.
But either way, that's just the way I look at it. I'm not saying that's like the definition. But nevertheless, things didn't really change. The only thing we're really spot on about was Superman was the third highest grossing movie of the year. We were sort of like, well, maybe Wicked for good, maybe Avatar.
Whoa!
If we remembered Avatar was having another movie this year. We didn't necessarily think Fantastic Four had a real shot. And we certainly weren't thinking about Zootopia being the number 2 movie worldwide, like it definitely is.
Oh, I totally forgot that was coming out, and as a father would have totally. My kids have already seen it. I didn't get to see it, but they've already seen it. So
Okay.
Yeah, all the top movies I like of the year, I took my children to go see, which is kind of cool. You know?
Father of the Year.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's just fucking
Even Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh no, because wasn't it like Minecraft and Lilo and Stitch the 2 highest?
Yeah, and then Superman. I thought you were just meant the top movies
Oh.
in general. Yeah, I mean, this is just what it's going to be the rest of the year. Wicked for Good is not going to end up making $25 million more dollars in the next 10 days.
I think it's probably going to be in Peacock by by the time we are done recording this podcast.
Yeah. Zootopia 2 will certainly do better, but during the calendar year of 2025, it's not going to end up doing better than Superman.
Let's not besmirk the man, because sometimes them goddamn avatars, they got a slow roll out to them, and then they just keep rolling down the hill.
It had so that's the thing.
I'll be fucking going.
Avatar this weekend made $88 million. The previous Avatar movie,
like 200, right?
Came out around the same time, December 16th through 18th. Had the World Cup in Qatar to compete with, and it made $134 million. So not trending as well as the second one, but it is trending the way Rob thought the second one would.
I know, that's what I was telling them. That's just a movie early, guys. I meant the third movie, not the second movie with this prediction. I think it could still slow roll, but it might be January before it gets anything. So it gets like the technical stuff about it. I don't, but
do you think there is a movie this holiday season that everyone's going to be talking about? Justina, do you think Wicked will be something everyone talks about? Anaconda is coming out on Christmas Day. You feel
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I guess I think it'll be Avatar. I feel like Wicked has happened. Wicked for Good has happened.
Yeah, I just don't know that I can't get a beat on any of these movies being talked about that much, but certainly because of when it came out.
I feel like more people are going to be more people are going to be talking about not movies, they'll be talking about Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is the thing most people are talking about. Yeah,
I haven't started it yet.
I haven't either.
I mean, I've seen the other I haven't started season 5. I'm not a heathen.
And just the release pattern of Stranger Things, there was a Thanksgiving release, then it's going to be Christmas Day, and then New Year's. Hello, that's what people are going to be watching.
And I don't know. I mean, I think there's 2 movies I want to see that are coming out, and which I don't think a lot of people are going to. Is this thing on? I want to see.
I'm interested in seeing that.
Bradley Cooper for me is 2 for 2 because I thought Maestro was fucking awesome. So
I never saw it.
It's so good. It's very, very well made, and I love Star is Born, Not
Me
gonna do it.
too.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah. And then,
Sorry.
and Rob's also peeing himself to
Yeah.
really get into the role.
Yeah.
Trey, do
That's
you
Fergie.
think one of these movies that's out or about to come out will really dominate the zeitgeist?
Dominate the zeitgeist? No, for reasons that Justina and you have said. But I am curious to see if Zootopia 2 will have kind of a little bit of a second bump because of it being the holiday season. And
Yeah, me wanting to get out of the
Wicked
house with the
will
kids.
as well. I think Wicked's gonna have a bump, but not like a $20 million.
I was gonna take the kids to go see SpongeBob this weekend and not make Megan go, but then my daughter both my children have had influenza. Which is so much fun. But no, I really wanted, but I thought SpongeBob would do better because I mean SpongeBob's funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, Megan despises SpongeBob, but I was like, I'll take the kids to go see it. I don't care. Like it doesn't bother me. And I like the first movie, so I'll probably like this one, but it did not do, it only did like 16 million or something like that. Like it didn't do very well.
Well, there's only one movie that came out of America that made $1 billion, and that was Zootopia 2.
It wasn't Lilo and Stitch?
No.
Oh shit.
The only two movies, and number one was a movie that came out of China, and I don't quite know how to pronounce it.
Neja 2 or something.
Yeah.
I think we should all try. Let's all try to
I'm
do it.
sorry.
And not get
Lilo and
canceled.
Stitch did.
Let's all try to do it and be like,
do
it because I'm not gonna do it. But let's all try.
I misspoke though. Lilo and Stitch made 1.03.
Yeah,
million.
bitch. I know my worldwide. I'm like, you doubt me. Like I'm not going on doing the crunching the numbers.
A Minecraft movie made 958 million.
I'm all the
close.
grind.
Close. Yeah, Zootopia 2 did not expect it to make $1.2 billion.
Yeah, I would have because
I'm happy.
People like animals.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how much better it did internationally than domestic.
Yeah,
in comparison, I mean, it's doing
domestically,
really
it's
well
like-
domestically.
It's doing fine domestically, but it's not doing. You're right. It's not doing gangbusters domestically like it is worldwide. I mean it made almost $1 billion worldwide, and the vast majority has been from worldwide. All right, well, let's move on to the next topic, which is the final topic, which is favorite Christmas foods. Because hey, after all, it is a Christmas episode. Now, just because it's a Christmas episode doesn't mean someone isn't going to end up yelling at someone else about their choice. It may happen. I definitely cursed about Buzz from Home Alone in one previous Christmas episode. So it could happen here. Yeah, for sure.
That's why you got his comeuppance in what I think is Rob's favorite episode, favorite sketch from the SNL.
That was such a funny sketch.
Yeah.
But I'll start us off with this, favorite foods. When it's easy when it's like Thanksgiving foods. I'm actually literally just thinking about things that will be a part of the meal, right? Like for us, it's the ribs. But for Christmas,
you have ribs at Thanksgiving?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Do you have turkey too?
Yes. So Jason's talking about the large extended
family Thanksgiving gathering has it. But nevertheless, when I think of Christmas foods, it's actually just sweets that come to mind first, because to me, the Christmas meal is just the Temu version of the Thanksgiving meal almost. It's it's not as big. So it's
are you
compare.
what, you don't like to read Dickens? A fucking Christmas goose. I mean, come on.
We never get that. So I don't know.
That's because you need to be grinding more, and you need to be out there.
Even though Trey did introduce figgy pudding to the but my point is eggnog with bourbon or brandy, and also my Aunt Neve's rum cake. Those are my favorite Christmas foods.
Okay.
One is a drink and not a food, and the other is a dessert
that you can get drunk off.
Both. You
can.
Yeah. If you listen to the Gig Life episode, you know how much of a lush I am. Complimentary wine.
As I drink my second beer of the podcast, I'm judging you.
Oh, that's true. You are on your second beer. I'm not on. I'm on my 0 beer. Okay.
It's 5 o'clock
And
somewhere.
I don't mean non-alcoholic beer. I mean I haven't had one yet. All right. So those are my options. Justina, what you got?
I don't know what defines Christmas food. I can't picture it.
About the
Ham is
birth of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Okay.
A
Hey,
Christmas
Christmas.
ham is the main thing for me, is that I would think of as a food for this Christmas.
You know, my family, we don't adhere to any like I'm not trying to be any kind of way, but we don't make Thanksgiving food for Thanksgiving. We don't make Christmas food for Christmas. We just don't make. We just like make choose all these good recipes that we like.
What do you make for Thanksgiving?
It every year is something different. You know, it just is.
But turkey.
No turkey. Basically, never any turkey,
Stuffing.
Rob. No,
Stuffing.
No. I know,
Mashed
Rob. It's
potatoes?
crazy. It's crazy. No.
But again, with the mashed potatoes from
But
White.
the Christmas stuff that you know is out there that you've had. What would you say?
So
Nancy?
it seems like it's a lot of drinks to me as well, and I'm all about that as well. Like I love eggnog. I usually don't drink it, but I love it. And apple cider.
That's like me and
Yeah.
cocaine. I usually don't taste it. I just
But
sniff
you know
it.
you love it. Yeah. Apple cider counts for Christmas, right?
Yes.
Or is it only Thanksgiving? Okay.
No, because
And
people do
apple
hot
cider
toddies.
is.
I wouldn't have thought of it as either, to be honest.
It's an autumn drink. I was
Yes.
I was
it
having
begins
this
with
discussion.
apple picking.
I
in
think
the
like
fall, well before
mulled
Thanksgiving.
wines are like.
Mulled
but I was
wine for
I
sure.
was-
Yeah.
I was at a Christmas party last weekend and they had hot cider that was punched, and so
I keep seeing
No,
it
not
around
my
Christmas
holiday.
as well. So I just think it I keep seeing it around Christmas. I think it's fair to add.
And hot cocoa. I love hot cocoa. I love to make hot cocoa.
Mhm.
But yeah.
you should have hot cocoa after you do beautiful ballerinas, ice skating, like that's 'cause
Ooh.
I know you got skill, kid. So I've seen you on the ice.
Thank you, man. That
Yeah,
means a lot.
yeah,
Oh
does,
man, hot
yeah.
cocoa after ice skating. Don't get me
yeah.
started.
That's the shit.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, you have some strong opinions here.
I have strong opinions about everything. Except for baseball. I don't. It's too boring. I'm sorry.
That is the strong opinion about
Yeah,
this.
but my son's really okay at it. And this is just sausage balls. All right, my mom makes sausage balls, and I love them.
Oh,
Yum.
That
that is
like,
always a thing I love to see at a
And we
holiday
sing-
party.
we sing sausage balls, sausage balls. Everybody likes our sausage balls. Ever since I was a child, I sang that with my parents, so it's their fault. And
No one can beat his sausage balls.
sausage. I knew you were gonna do it. I knew it. That's why I was reluctant to say what it is. So my mom's sausage balls are very good. I really don't like saying my mom's sausage balls, but I just have to keep saying it.
If they're good, they're good.
I don't know what
yeah.
to do with
And you
my
gotta
hands.
talk about it.
Why do I keep saying sausage balls? And my mother, and like she gave birth to me. I don't want to think about it, but it's delicious. It's like this quick and really hot.
Mhm.
And yeah, my mom's, she puts some cayenne in there, so I mean it's spicy. My parents like it spicy. They really do. Like Jason has been around it quite a bit.
Oh,
My parents
yeah, it's
like it
great.
spicy.
That's great.
But if you guys had I don't know if you guys had the real cocktail sauce at the wedding that my mom made.
Whoa.
Because the real cocktail sauce, you probably would have been like.
I don't think I did.
I don't think you did. It's probably a good thing.
At the rehearsal?
Yeah, at the rehersal. Yeah. I bring cocktail sauce everywhere I go.
I mean, I
Sorry.
was like, I don't
Sorry.
know.
At the rehearsal. I'm 2
You didn't
beers
bring your
in.
own seasoning for fries to the cafeteria when we were in college.
Yeah,
I was like, they have that here.
No, they did it. It was
Well,
stacks.
people kept stealing it. That was the
Yeah. That's so no. My mom's spicy sausage balls. God damn it! I had to say it again. And then my dad's fudge. I can't stop walking into it. Really love packing my dad's fudge.
Oh my God.
Love packing it and sending it to people. I'm serious, people. My dad makes the best fudge. It's so good.
But
Oh, you've had it. You've had
yeah,
it. I mean, it's
yeah.
very good.
it is very good. I
And my
remember
dad,
bringing some to my
like,
mom and her loving it. 'Cause we
I
love fudge
would
as
bring
well.
it to teachers, and then
Better grades all of a sudden.
I would get and they would like even like if I remember being in 3rd grade, and my 2nd grade teacher was like, can your dad give me some more of that fudge? Like, I was like, oh, snap. Like, I think it's that I learned how to manipulate people. Yeah. But, yeah, my dad's fudge is like something I can only eat like 2 pieces. It's extremely rich.
Oh,
It's too
for sure.
rich.
I'm the
Yeah.
same with fudge. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are like 2 and then, I mean, like, we would make ham we were more, like, about seafood, and same with actually surprising because, like, Megan's family was the same way. Like, they loved it. They used to do lobsters, and then I kinda was like, "What about crab legs?" And I introduced them to crab legs, and, yeah, so we usually do, like well, usually because 'cause we're really cool, we do crabs and McNabs, so at the holidays. So that's
Wow.
kind of but my parents, we used to always do, like, shrimp cocktail and stuff on Christmas Eve. That was kind of like the meal of, like, all this finger food type of appetizers.
Mm.
So, yeah. But, again, my mom's balls. They're just putting my mom's balls in my mouth. "Hey, Trey, what do you like?"
Yeah, Trey.
His mom's name is Sweaty.
Oh my gosh.
So I have a little bit longer of a list.
Oh, wow.
But a lot of it's because of what I consider our family traditions. That's not necessarily like universal Christmas stuff.
Right. That's the same with me, basically.
Yeah. So I'll start with ambrosia,
Oh,
which
we almost
both
got
sets of
that.
grandmothers made it every Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I've been making it the past few years. We only have eaten ambrosia, I think, around Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I always see it as a Christmas food.
Do you also like, "I ain't talking for a minute, only wanna change" Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the ambrosia hit from the 70s.
Oh, Then another one that's mostly our family is like the little cheese crackers with the pecan
Yeah.
on top.
Oh my God,
I
so
was
good.
halfway in the
What?
Rob
A
talking. I was
cheese
like, these cheese crackers are also good
Cheese
because you mentioned the
crackers? I don't
spicy. They hit. They have a spice. They have a little
Is it-
heat to
but-
them, and they're so good.
But you said there was what was on it? Or is it
a
just
pecan.
a pecan?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Interesting. I've had like
Crust Rob.
cheese crackers are spicy. My mom will make those sometimes, but like,
Yeah, she put the
Pecan?
pecan on them. They're great.
Mhm.
and I have to say pecan because people here like pecan.
I can in the
I
same
interchange
sentence
them.
say both pronunciations.
I will always say pecan pie, but butter pecan.
On pie.
I don't know why.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also like eggnog, but I'm not an alcoholic. I usually drink it straight.
Wow.
No, it just makes you a serial killer. It's like drinking eggnog straight. It puts the lotion on the basket. It does this when it's told. It
I just
does
like
not
the
put
flavor
brandy
better.
in the egg.
Of course, gingerbread cookies. That's a thing that's kind of universal.
Sure.
I like
Yeah.
those,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
they
that's a
don't.
tradition.
They don't make their way into our traditions as often.
No.
Cake. I'll just say cake.
Wow. That's like,
Because we have like all kinds
food.
of
I have
cake.
food
all
sometimes
sorts
at
of
Christmas.
cake.
Yeah,
What
because we
cake?
do it like our mom. There's always going to be a pound cake for our Christmas.
Yeah.
Growing up, we always had coconut and caramel
Yeah.
and red velvet.
Yeah.
Aunt Pat used to
Mm.
make a chocolate pound cake that apparently her kids don't know how to make because I asked them about it one year.
I'm surprised Tanya does.
And Jason already said Aunt Nee's rum cake, so I'll
Yeah.
shout it out again.
Well, you feeling the cake, bro. I get it.
But another cake, because it's the homemade Aunt Nee, came from our grandmother.
Fruitcake.
Fruitcake.
Her fruitcake
Oh,
is one
no,
of the
thank
only
you.
two good
Her-
cakes I've had.
Her fruitcake.
I
Rob.
get
It is.
Yeah,
not
She
fruitcake.
soaks it for like a month in brandy
I remember
Dang.
the
and
first.
keeps pouring brandy on it throughout the month.
Like, I understand why people hate fruitcake.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
the
yeah.
fruitcake that people hate is horrible.
Every other fruitcake I had was terrible.
My
And
mom,
that's
I
why
remember
married
the
Justina.
first time someone gave her a fruitcake and she was like, "Do you want to try it?" And I was like, "I honestly do not." And I pretty much eat everything when I was a teenager. So I was like, "I do not want to touch that." It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I went to like the Bosco Bell in not upstate New York, but people in New York City call it the upstate because it's like an hour north. But they had a fruitcake that was good. That was literally the only other fruitcake I've had that I was like, this is tolerable. And I've
Mm-mm.
probably had dozens of fruitcake.
Yeah.
Aunt Nee's is eaten up quickly. Not quite as quickly as the rum cake, but
It's
Quick.
good
Yeah.
though. It's
Yeah.
like I genuinely want it.
yeah. Another specific to us
Mhm.
is our Christmas morning breakfast. The
Yeah.
salmon croquette and grits.
Those are great. Those are great.
Yeah.
Salmon
But that's
croquette
not
and
traditional.
and
Yeah, but
grits,
it's so
yeah.
good.
that's
It's just something my mom grew up doing, and she asked us to bring it back, and it's stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need to do a mulled wine because I've been to a few parties in the last couple of years where people had mulled wine and you had mulled wine.
Last year, Christmas Eve.
But I've had it at so many Christmas parties now that I'm like, I've got to have mulled wine.
I was going to make it this year again.
Yeah.
Because
I-
her mom wants us to do it. She said
Yeah.
last year she wants it to be like our tradition when we watch It's a Wonderful Life Christmas.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's nice. Like I think my mom usually will have mulled wine like at Christmas.
Last year was literally my first time having it. And it's just because, again, Clarence talks about it in It's a Wonderful Life. And so I was like, what is it? What's it like? Let me try it.
Yeah.
I found a good recipe and we
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Is that all?
I'll mention the figgy pudding, not because I actually put it as favorite, but because of that song, I was like, what is it? I looked it up, found a recipe, and did it for, I don't know, a handful of Christmases. And nobody's been clamoring for it, including me, by the way. I'm glad I liked it. Like, we liked it enough when we ate it, but it's not like this thing that any of us is like, we need to keep doing it.
Well, I'll tell you what I did one year that I want to do again, because I went to Cracker Barrel and they have the Coke cake there.
Yeah.
And I was like, it'd be good as a rum and Coke cake. And so one year I made a rum and Coke cake that used a portion of Aunt Nee's rum cake and then used a recipe that was supposed to be like,
like a copycat.
Like a Coke cake. Yeah. And it was pretty good, but I only
It was
did
really
the
good.
one. Yeah. Only did it the 1 year. I need to bring it back.
Yeah, fill the void of the figgy pudding that I don't think is coming back.
Do you guys have ever done like prime rib at the holidays too? Like
No.
that is something a little more common. I found out that a lot of people do like a prime rib type of meal.
Yeah, I'm looking
for
at
Christmas.
traditional things, and turkey, ham, goose, those are traditional, but this particular thing looks more beef. That looks delicious, whatever it is.
I never heard of the 7 fishes thing until the bear, but then
No, I've
shortly
never heard of that, yeah.
thereafter, Himmel apparently does that.
Hmm.
Because he was
Okay.
talking about it in some setting.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So
Man, I
it's
can't.
time-
We are going to go home to South Carolina, so I'm going to get my mom's balls. Got it again.
There you go. There it is.
There it
Merry
is.
Christmas to all, and to all a pleasant tomorrow. That's right. Merry Christmas to you all. I do hope you have a wonderful day with your family. It's been a tough little bit of this year here. A lot of sad loved ones right now, so hold on to your loved ones. And as Dean Martin once said, put your troubles away. Hopefully someone will break into your house tonight and steal them. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at There It Is Pod, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at There It Is, and follow me on Instagram and Threads at Jason Farr Picks. Also subscribe to our comedy lifestyle newsletter and support us if you can. We have a Patreon and a PayPal. Go to thereitispod.com for newsletter and support info. Links in bio. New Year's episode next Thursday. Until next time, be good to each other. It's a moral imperative.
The music for the theme song was created by Neil Brooks. The rap was written and performed by Nick Acevedo. The logo for There It Is was created by Jeff Prater. The There It Is podcast is produced by Jason Farr.